Galio in the mid, something we've seen before. It feels like Galio is also one of those characters like Morgana can use in so many different places. And to great effect in all of them. Gives you a little bit of flexibility in the draft too.
Yeah, honestly, the one position Galio can't fill is that APC or that ADC role. But like Galio is very versatile. Galio has a global ultimate, so he's gonna get around. Ooh, that was a little bit cooked by that Thresh.
That could have been the difference maker, and this is why Thresh is just one of the most enjoyable champions to watch.
Yeah,
You go from zero to hero very quickly.
Yeah, Thresh could be a nice feast or famine champ. You gotta land them hooks. No, the 100% way to get reported in a ranked game as Thresh is you don't land any of the hooks. Well, look at this big engage in the bot lane.
Okay, Flash already from Northwards. There's the stun Morgana now following up. The damage is pretty huge. Flash away from the Varus, and it looks like they're going to live. They've weathered the storm.
Yeah, we're gonna see literally both of Varus with summoner spells to get him out of there. Now that's Thresh. Oh, it's a big engage in the bot lane. And look at that. That first blood is going to be on that Morgana. So that Morgana is going to be able to gank. She got a little bit more gold, and she's going to be continue being able to gank in those lanes much faster. Now, we do see Olaf is, while Morgana has been bot lane, Olaf has been counter jungling, and he's near that top lane. I don't think he's going to go for a gank at all, but he's gaining more XP than that Morgana. Now, Morgana, they are currently neck and neck when it comes to XP, but Morgana does have that more gold from that first blood. So it's interesting to see whether Morgana is going to keep her focus in the bot lane, or she's going to rotate top to hopefully prevent that Olaf from taking all of her.
Things go a little bit quiet. Wukong versus Urgot. I don't see a lot of kill potential here. Am I right in thinking that?
No. So Urgot, so it all depends. Whether Wukong gets super aggressive or not. Urgot has a lot of burst damage that he could possibly do, but Wukong can just basically walk away from it. He can fade, go to a different spot, while the clone is still attacking. So it just depends. We're going to be looking at heavy player skill in that top lane. Once we do get those ultimates out, it's a possibility that we're going to see the edge go over to the Wukong with the knock up, depending on how tanky he does it.
Already a little bit of a push going on here in bot. I guess it's sort of a more traditional team comp for Blue. In the mid, as you're right to point out, Galio getting a little bit low, will hit the stun, now the knockup. But here's Olaf to make it very, very awkward. Yoriana almost dead to rights there, but the clutch save from Olaf.
She escaped with 30 because of that Olaf. That flash and that Olaf literally brought us back to 1-1 in the kill count. Now, the one thing I will say, that was super aggressive on the side of that Orianna. Bust out the ult to pull that Galio back in, but that taunt kept that fight going. Now, the one thing I will mention, because we're still looking at our focus, like we're actually not focusing on the top lane. Look at the jungle. It's been 6 minutes, and we haven't seen any setup towards Dragon. Dragon is just chilling right now. There's really no wards around it, no pressure towards it. So I wonder how long it's going to take before we see the first Dragon.
Could be sooner rather than later. Is there a team composition that you prefer taking that Dragon than the other, or do you think it's viable to most quite soon?
Ooh, that's going to be an engagement to the Olaf. Morgana just got out.
And how Galio trying to punish, large and in charge, backed up, but no, too much distance between them. And Luki will be able to scurry away, but stealing the red buff, I mean, this could be quite...
There's no ult in the Olaf. Oh, that's a big kill on that Olaf. The Olaf used his ult against that Morgana. When Morgana blast planted out, Olaf's ult was down. To get hooked by that Nautilus, it's huge. He had no escape at that point, and that's why they were able to secure that kill.
Dragon now, about to be taken by red. They are going for it, and doesn't look like there's going to be any resistance there.
Yeah, just if you look at the mini map in the bottom right corner, we're looking at the side of Cardinals. They have no vision. They have one ward in that Tribus in the bot lane, and we're gonna see a giant engage up top.
Yeah, they're dropping low. That will start to get away.
Yeah, look at their ward coverage. We do see a lot of their wards typically in that top lane area. They did get the Scuttle Crab in the river to have that ward in front of Rift Herald, but we don't see a lot down in the bot lane right now. So they could just walk down bot without anyone seeing them at all times, and that's why they've been prone to getting ganked by that Morgana. They fought in the jungle with no vision, but we do see that on the side of Howard. They have the vision. They know where the people are. That's why they were able to secure that hook onto that Olaf. Because what you see right now is on screen is not what the players see. If you take a look at the bottom right part of the map, you see how part of the maps are dark. Those parts of the map are dark for the players as well. Anywhere when you see those blue arrows or the red arrows, that's where they can see what's going on in the map. Other than that, you have no vision of those areas, so people can be just hiding. And if we look on the side of Cardinal, we don't see any arrows really in the bot lane area. So it gives Howard the ability just to walk in the jungle, do what they want. They don't know they're there. The one key thing to League of Legends, vision is key. If you can't see, you can't counter.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that, I mean, it's quite easy to miss the significance of vision, but especially when you're playing, perhaps more so than when you're watching, you realize how your options are limited, how the uncertainty of that fog of war changes your decision making. I have a little bit of a scuffle here on the top lane. Tiago will chase the Wukong down and does well out of that play.
Yeah, the Wukong is so it's not a good fight for him to take, but in that mid lane we're gonna see a big fight.
Ooh. Galio's just going to fight it. Looks like they are going to trade, but here's Morgana, and that should be that. A killing spree. 3 to the good for the Morgana.
She went ahead and shackled up that Orianna, said you're coming to jail. Orianna couldn't really do much about it. It was all a matter of time before she went down. So now we're going to see a nice, healthy 3-0 Morgana, 4 stacks on her Dark Steel right now. So she's going to get a lot more extra AP, and they're going to be able to take this turn probably really easily.
That's already looking really good, isn't it? The gold lead almost up to 1,000. Looks like they didn't get the Red Pearl down on the top.
Well, we're going to see the
damage come out.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. The Galio's going to come down too.
Not even needed.
It's going to be a massive fight all over the Rift right now.
Close on Orianna as well as they try to take down the Jinx, but the Jinx healed up and they're going to be fine. Ben Commit's trying to help, and I think that it's going to be over for them too. It's a double kill down bot.
That was the fight. We saw fights in the top lane. Oh, look at the Galio engage. So Olaf, like I said, Olaf with that ult is able just to walk straight away. Oh, that's a big Q that landed on that Olaf. That's the fun of the end. Even under tower, Galio just walking out like it's nothing.
And in many ways it is. Down on bot once again.
Oh,
the Jinx
no, the
just
tower.
dishing out the damage, but not is gonna fall.
That tower took a little bit of payback for the Thresh. Right there. So we're gonna see Jinx alone, and they're gonna probably press their advantage here, and that Q is gonna come in. That might be a dead Thresh. Nope.
Well,
not enough damage.
Oh, about as close as it could be, though.
But now, so what do we talk about throughout the season? We talked about how our primary focus is usually on the top lane. But when we look at the scoreboard right now, a 3-0 from the Morgana, the 3-1 from the Galio, the side of Howard is proving us wrong. We're looking at the jungler and the mid laner proving out their carrying a scalability. That Galio is able to fight basically anyone on the Rift. It's up to that Olaf who can break through a lot of the CC to hopefully turn us around for a team.
Yeah, it's something you pointed out just after the draft, and I'm sure it will be coming into play sooner rather than later. And we do need to see some signs of life rather, some move to try and stem the bleeding here, because I think things are just going from good to great for Howard right now.
Yeah, the one thing I will say that Howard has a really good early CC game. Once we get later into the game, we can probably try that a little bit. Okay, y'all, it's gonna be a bit hook in the bot lane, and then a counter hook, but they're gonna disengage. Excuse me.
This bot lane still a little bit of a problem. You can see the level advantage. You can see the gold advantage as well. It is quite significant at this point. Morgana going to find the Olaf in the jungle now. Nautilus as well as Jinx just gets to play into the Thresh. And Morgana from range. Oh, like huge Thresh.
The Thresh is that ready for help?
No.
Oh no, it's gonna be too late.
And Galio's in. Dios mio, that is that's rough.
What do we talked about when we saw the picks and bans? All of the CC side of Howard, there's just so much, but not a lot for Cardinals to really counter. Like, we do have the CC from the Bars, the CC from the Thresh, but that's not a lot when every single member of the team has something to snare them in place. Oh, look at the Orianna. The special, did not care about the ult.
Oh, misses. Okay, Olaf now potentially has an answer. The Orianna probably needs to get involved if they are to have enough damage. Morgana turns it. No, it's the Wukong that will finish her off.
Now that's 500 gold going over to the Wukong, so we possibly can see Wukong getting a little bit stronger in the top lane, but I don't think that's gonna really matter much. Morgana kind of took a fight that she probably shouldn't have taken in the enemy blue side jungle with no vision. If she had landed that Q, we might have said it was worth, but like, 500 shutdown gold going over to that Wukong, 500 gold is not nothing to be playing around with.
No, that's well, depending on what you're buying, that can be like a fifth or a sixth of an item, which is pretty significant, especially this early in the game.
Correct, yeah, like the bloodshed that's going across the rift right now, we're only 15 minutes in, we've seen 15 total kills right now.
Love to see. The top laners are both down bot, the bot laners are all up top.
The good old LCS switch. Top goes bot, bot goes top. Now, take a look at that Thresh over there with the Olaf. We might be seeing possibly an engage. There is a lot of ward coverage on the side of Howard over there on that top side, but they don't see anything inside of the jungle. So possibly we might be seeing a little squish in by the side of Cardinals to possibly get that Nautilus in the Jinx, and looks like they are gonna try to bait it out, but nothing's gonna come of it.
No,
a little bit of ward clearing right now. But oh, that's gonna be a big one by the Nautilus. That giant flash to get out.
Cute from Morgana does land. Could have been a little bit ugly. Meanwhile, bot lane Wukong going in on this Urgot.
And he's gonna be a dead Urgot here. That he's not gonna be able to survive this. The CC is gonna, the cooldown's gonna come up, he's gonna ult again, and he's gonna be a dead Urgot. But they're gonna place that Rift Herald for the Urgot, which honestly was quite fine, but now we need to keep an eye on that Wukong. Wukong's 3-0 and has a bounty on his head. So, if they're gonna trade out the Rift Herald, which is gonna give them that extra push in the lane that they need.
Well, them playing together as a 4 as they wait for the Urgot to come up. I'm kind of surprised. This is quite an aggressive posturing for a team that's a man down.
Correct. They're a man down, but they're strong enough to take them on 5v4. And unlike in other games, you could see a 5v4 actually turn out in the way of the 4 side often, especially with the gold differential that we're seeing right now. The side of Howard has almost 5k gold lead on to Cardinals right now, so they're stronger. And the gold is on the champion that it needs to be on, the Galio. the Morgana, the people that are going to deal the damage, and the person that's going to stay in the fight for longer. But that Rico is going to come out, and we're possibly going to see that inhibitor tower go down. We're definitely going to see his tier 2 go down. The Repair's not going to make it past that tier 2, but that's extra gold onto the side of Howard. We're going to need to see a move on the side of Cardinal, and there it is. That we thought we were going to get instantly CC'd out. We get onto the game.
And if he dies, I feel like the rest of the team fight is doomed. Now you see the Jinx fall though, the Wukong still being quite effective here. Morgana's going to go down as well, and well, Galio, can you get out here? I doubt it. The Urgot certainly won't. Galio won't either, and that is a huge swing. The ace.
That was a 5-0. No one on the side of Cardinal went down. I'm talking about how Howard has this game in the hand. Boom, we get a team fight. Look at the priority that they took. They took the Olaf in the Wukong, went straight onto the carry. That Jinx on the backline had nothing to help them. Everybody else was up front fighting everyone else, and that Olaf and that Wukong got behind everyone and absolutely took them down. The Orianna dragged everybody back in away from the Jinx. The Jinx went down first, and that just spelled the end of that team fight on the side of Howard. And now we're looking at a gold lead that just absolutely disappeared. It was 4,000 just right before that team fight, and now we're looking at less than 1,000 gold lead for the side of Howard. Now we possibly are going to see another fight from this Drake here, but it looks like they're going to be able to burn it down faster than they can get here. So they're going to be on full point here.
Kind of surprises me that they were able to do that after that last fight went so disastrously wrong.
Yeah, they changed their CC perfectly and what they can do, because Wukong was able to go invisible and walk through the back. They took advantage of that blast plant, got over the wall, got to their carry, their squishies, and took them out. Because Wukong does have that knock-up CC, but it was just not enough. And we're going to see another team fight here.
Wukong, you see, trying to go in fresh, does land the hook. Nautilus looks like he's going to fall in short order, but oh, maybe not the turnaround. Jinx doing huge damage, but the Wukong as well as the Olaf, they're still so big. Galio now trying to throw them out, putting them away from his Jinx. Stutter steps as hard as she can, is going to be able to get the kill, and now Galio wasting time with the stopwatch. Oh, it's huge from the Jinx. You can run, but you can't hide a quadrant for the ADC of Howard.
Yeah, we can see Cardinal just got jinxed, and they basically play a game of tag, you're it. Look at the one champion that's still alive right now on the side of Howard, and how they won that team fight. Now, they did try to get a little bit of focus on the Jinx, and Jinx was able to run away and still stay alive, and he's going to take damage Howard, and going to take damage Thrash. There's nothing that Thrash can really do about it. Just trying to delay, but that's more gold over to the side of Howard, and just a little bit of BM. I don't blame you, Jinx. You doing really good for yourself right now. But like, look at that, the team fight dynamic. Who didn't die first? The Jinx. Who won the team fight? Howard. That Jinx died first? Who won the team fight? Cardinals. So they need to put their priority back on taking that Jinx down, and then the rest of the team is going to crumble because they weren't able to get that Jinx taken down. The Wukong did try, didn't have enough damage though, so their focus is going to need to go back on that Jinx. They're going to need to catch that Jinx out in order to win those team fights. And now we're looking at another 3K gold lead on the side of Howard right now. But that Jinx is going to get extra stronger. Has the Runez, has the Kraken Slayer, has the Last Whisperer. So she's going to ignore all of the armor on the side of Cardinal right now and just keep attacking. And we're going to catch the Thresh out again.
It's not been a good game for the Cardinals support play.
Yeah, this is gonna look like it's gonna be a free Baron on the side of Howard. So it's gonna be a nice little Baron power play on their side. And we do see them trying to stall it out and deal a little bit of damage. We could possibly see a steal here that. Oh, actually, they're not gonna see the yet. We see Galio get the Wukong. This is gonna be a big team fight here.
The Olaf Along with Oriana, going to take down the Galio, and now the Wukong leading the charge, goes in, huge stun, swinging away, but turn around, and the Jinx has the damage with the rune ants. It's already a double, it's already a triple. It's surely the quadra. Oh, not quite. Yeah,
it's a one-girl show. Like, I remember when Jinx first came out, they said everyone to get Jinx. Like, Jinx is absolutely mowing through them right now. Now, are we going to see Lord Dominic come out on the side of Jinx? I'm interested to see what she's going to do with all that extra gold coming through. Yep, like I said, we do see the Lord Dominic's coming out. So she's going to be dealing that extra damage to anyone who has more health than her. She's currently rocking at about 1,600 health with the Wukong at 2,300, Olaf at 2,200. The Oriana is less health, so she's not going to get that extra bonus damage, but that Thresh is also more health than her, so she's going to get extra damage on 3 out of 5 champions on the Rift, and the 2 targets that she needs to have that extra damage on in the Wukong and the Olaf. Now, it's a percentage-based damage. With that percentage going up, if the health is double of the ADC, 2,000. So we're going to see about a 7% increase in damage onto the Wukong and to the Olaf because of it.
I think it's important as well with Oriana and won't have that extra damage. They don't need it. I mean, Jinx is going to blow them up so quickly anyway.
Yeah, there's going to be game here. That Wukong cannot take down the Jinx in the back lane. Look at all the extra damage. Literally mowed him down. Those rockets are doing so much damage. The Galio is going to be able to walk on everything. The Jinx is just going to be able to throw out the rockets. She's going to kill. This is going to be a triple kill.
Dead.
Are we going to see it on the... Oh!
Do it! Do it! Do it! Please!
Yes! The BM on the summoner platform 8. That platform power shot. Not the kill for the Olaf. This is game right here for an hour. That is absolutely dominating here. Did not care. Oh man, this is an excellent first game on the side of her. That Jinx. Absolutely ridiculous. Legendary 14-2, the star of this game.
Well, what can you say about that? Howard, being Howard in the MAEC and putting on quite a show. The Jinx especially goes without saying. Oh, the last 10 minutes of that game was basically just a highlight reel for the Jinx.
Yeah, it was just a Jinx show. Like, that's all it was. It was 100% the Jinx show. If we take a look at the gold differential, Jinx had 14,580 gold, where the highest person on the side of Cardinals, which was that Wukong, was at 11,000 gold. She was basically at full build. If she would have backed at that time, we were looking at another item, probably Guardian Angel to keep her up. But that was just the Jinx show there. She got that Lord Dominic. She had that last whisper for that previous team fight, and she was just able to mow through the bigger people on the side of Cardinal and just absolutely dominated from there. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Well, there we have it. Howard take their first game, and it could be the first of many. We'll be back in just a few with another game here at the MAEC.